Hello students, in previous lecture we have seen specialization generalization process. Now we are seeing constraints on specialization generalization next topic. There are two constraints, that is two restrictions that may apply to a specialization generalization called participation constraint, disjoint constraint. What is participation constraint? It determines whether every member in the superclass, every entity occurrence in the superclass must participate as a member of a subclass. It may be a mandatory or optional. A superclass subclass relationship with mandatory participation specifies that every member, that is every entity occurrence in the superclass entity type, must also be a member of a subclass. To represent mandatory participation, mandatory is a term placed in curly brackets below the triangle that points towards the superclass. In this figure, vehicle is a superclass. Van, bus, car are the subclasses. It tells that means every vehicle must be van, bus, car, that is mandatory participation. Every entity occurrence from vehicle entity type must be van, bus, car. This is called as mandatory participation. To represent optional participation, optional is the term placed in curly brackets below the triangle that points towards the superclass. A superclass-subclass relationship with the optional participation specifies that a member of a superclass, that is an entity occurrence of a superclass, need not belong to any of its subclasses. In this figure, specialization generalization has optional participation. Means that a member of staff need not only be a manager, need not only be a sales personnel, need not only be a secretary, because other than these there are many job roles. This is optional participation. Then disjoint constraints. Second restriction, that is disjoint constraint. It describes the relationship between member of the subclasses and indicates whether it is possible for a member of a superclass to be a member of one or more than one subclass. So, the disjoint constraint only applies when a superclass has more than one subclass. The disjoint constraint only applies when a superclass has more than one subclass. To represent a disjoint superclass-subclass relationship, or is placed next to the participation constraint within the curly brackets. For example, in this figure, the subclasses of the vehicle specialization generalization is disjoint, which means that a member or entity occurrence of vehicle must have van or bus or car, but not three. These are the three disjoint subclasses. If subclasses of a specialization generalization are not disjoint, that means non-disjoint, and is placed next to the participation for non-disjoint, A and D and is placed next to the participation constraint within the curly brackets. This applies when an entity occurrence of superclass may be a member of more than one subclass. Example, a staff member may be a manager, sales personnel, and also can be a secretary. A single staff member can be a member of manager, sales personnel, and secretary subclasses. So this is called as and non-disjoint. Then aggregation. So next topic is aggregation. It represents has a or is part of relationship between entity types where one represents the whole and the other represents the part. That is, aggregation tells a special kind of relationship has a or is part of between two entity types. This is EER diagram displays two examples of aggregation like branch has staff and branch offers property for rent. In both relationships, the branch entity represents the whole. That is, staff entity is part of branch, and also property for rent is also a part of branch. That is why here branch is whole entity. Therefore, the open diamond shape is placed beside this entity to indicate aggregation. This is one example for aggregation. This is another example of aggregation. Here, for example, a car consists of wheels, engine, gearbox, steering, etc. A car is an assembly, that is whole, and the other parts are its constituents, that means parts. Car two wheels is one aggregation. Car two engines is another aggregation, and so on. That is why the open diamond shape is placed besides this car entity, because car is whole here, engine is a part. So the aggregation is a type of association which describes has a type of relationship between the objects or entity types. For instance, a car has a gearbox, a car has an engine, and a car has many wheels. We can tell like. So this is one example. A car has an engine. Car is whole, engine is a part. This is all about aggregation. Next, the last concept in EER, that is composition. Composition, it is a specific form of aggregation that represents an association between entities where there is a strong ownership and coincidental lifetime between the whole and the part. However, there is a variation of aggregation called composition. It is similar to the aggregation concept, but there is a variation. Let us see with that example. Consider displays is a relationship which relates newspaper entity to the advertisement entity. An advertisement entity is part which belongs to exactly one newspaper entity, that is whole. Here newspaper is whole, advertisement is part. This is in contrast to aggregation, in which this part may be shared by many wholes. That is, staff may be a part of. A staff may be a part of one or more branch entities. This is in this aggregation. And in the second example, here engine is part of the car and engine can be a part of other vehicles also. But if you observe in this diagram, advertisement is a part which belongs to the exactly only one newspaper entity. One newspaper entity only. So this is one difference we can find between aggregation and composition. And filled in diamond shape represents composition, which is placed next to the newspaper entity, because newspaper entity is whole in this relationship. This is another example of composition where leaf is part of tree. Tree is whole. Tree is whole entity. If tree is destroyed, then leaves must be destroyed. If tree is destroyed, then leaves must be destroyed. This is the another difference between aggregation and composition. In composition, the child entity is dependent on the parent. In composition, the child entity is dependent on the parent. Means if parent is destroyed, child also must be destroyed. But in aggregation, parent and child, that is whole and part, can exist independently. So aggregation is weak association while the composition is a strong association. Aggregation is described by hollow diamond. That means open. This is hollow diamond. Association by hollow diamond. Composition is described by solid diamond. So finally, we can say that aggregation and composition should only be used when there is a special relationship has a or is part of between entity types. This is all about aggregation and composition.